everybody. Welcome to the Perfect Storm template tutorial. This is a more of a niche style template. Hopefully most of you dig it. Kind of just did this for fun. Wasn't really expecting to release it, but I had a few people reach out about it. So I thought I'd make it available. Anyway, obviously it's a little kind of a darker, rock and heavy metal kind of vibe to it, which that's my thing. So here it is. Pretty simple one, actually. We'll walk you kind of through it. So right here at the top on the layer panel here, you see text glow. All that's doing is just adding a little glow to the center of the name down here at the bottom. Obviously, this is your text for the whole thing. Now we're going to get into the color grade for the subject. Let's zoom in. As you see, he's kind of got a cool color grade to him. Turn that off. That's kind of the natural colors. Feel free to get in here, change the colors, change the opacity if you want it a little less or a little more. Then this contrast layer, just give them a little more punch. I also have some actions that I have available on my website you can kind of go in and use that on your subjects to give them some, a little more contrast and clarity as well. So you can turn those off, and that's just your subject. All right, and then obviously the subject folder. You'll see this in the Sigil templates as well as the team templates. Everybody keeps asking me, how do I create a team? Well, same way you add a single subject. You just kind of drag them in and position them all wherever you want them. Some people have software that kind of does that for them. I prefer to do it manually. I'm just kind of a control freak, I guess. Plus, I don't do large volume, so I have the time to do it. All right, next we have the rain layer. You can turn that on and off. Just kind of adds this rain effect. And that is placed behind the subject, so it's not like on their face or anything like that. You can go in there and kind of change just the color cast of that if you want. I just keep it blue pretty much for everything I do because it's real subtle. It's just a light blue. Then you have the top text. That's going to go on and off. Here, let me open that up. You have just the sport text at the bottom, the school name at the top, and the team name in the middle. We'll kind of get into what everything's doing here. And then you have the background, which is the stormy clouds. You can change the glow in the middle to a different color if you would like. Then just the overall color grade of that. And then obviously we have you can add some more punch and shadows to that as well. And then the storm itself, if you don't want any of that background, we just have the optional solid color background for anybody that might want that. All right, so let's see. I'm going to drag a hockey player into here and kind of change it up to a kind of a white, black, gray, red template. Excuse me. So first I'm going to get my move tool. I'm going to make sure auto select is on. I'm going to tap my subject. This is just the order I like to do things in. I have him here. I'm going to copy this and Command or Control V to paste him. I'm just going to kind of position him right where I want him. Command or Control T to transform him however you'd like. I want to make him just a bit bigger. Right there. Then I'm just going to use my arrow keys, bring them up just a few more notches. All right, now I'm going to remove the other guy. I don't want this color cast on him right now, so I'm going to take that off. I'm actually going to turn off the contrast as well for now. Alright, so now what I'll do is go around and just kind of change colors. So first things first, I want to change my background colors. I want to just scroll down here at the bottom. I'm going to turn that center glow off for now. This will be easy since it's black. I'm just going to double click the colors here You know, you can just move these around to get whatever color you need, as you can see here. Increase your saturation all you want, your lightness, you can make it lighter or darker. I like keeping it kind of right here in the middle though. Obviously it's dark cloud, so I would keep it a little darker and a little more unsaturated if possible, but doesn't matter what we're doing here. I'm just going to keep this at 100 just because we're going to kind of keep it black. Actually, what is the middle in here? I guess it is like 190. Alright, so I'm just going to get my saturation, drag it down. I don't think I'm going to make it any darker. I'm not. I want to keep that at 0 as well, my lightness. Alright, so that one was easy for this look. Alright, now I'll go in with this center color. Double click that. Same thing. I'm going to grab just a red this time. This is going to be a little harder. I want it a little darker red. I'll bring it right in here. I like to crank the saturation sometimes so you can kind of see what the color's doing a little better. Yeah, I'll bring it right down here. I'm just going to keep it right there at the edge. All right, then I'm going to bring my saturation back down. I'm going to darken that just a hair, like -6. Obviously, I could spend some more time on it if I'm doing this for a client, but just for tutorial purposes, I'll be fairly quick with it. Actually, I want to darken it just a little more, I think, and bring the saturation down just a little bit more as well. Whoops. Sorry about that. Right there. Cool. And now, let's see, I'll come over to the text here. Sorry. I can still have my move tool with auto select on. I want to tap. Let's do the name first. I'm going to come down here. First off, I want to grab my text tool. Actually, I'm going to click anywhere in the name, Command or Control A to select all. I'm going to change his name here. I'm going to Command or Control A again to select all of it. And then I'm just going to grab the text color right here. And I'm going to sample that just right here from his jersey, right there. A little bit lighter red. Cool. Now this is not a school, so where it says senior here, the class, I'm just going to turn that off. So, or you can change it to a position if you want. Actually, let's do that. Why not? We'll do goalie. Alright, Command or Control A to grab all of that again. This time I'm going to change it to this red again. Let's see, I thought about maybe just doing dark. Now we'll keep it red. Alright, then OK. And that's really it for the bottom name. Alright, now we'll move to the top. Still not sold on this color. I want to play with a little bit more in the background here in a minute. I'm going to tap that. Alright, so here, let's kind of start here on the top of the team. So you'll notice it does have this water kind of overlay, the sitting water. You can turn that on and off as well. If you don't want it, you can just cut it off. I want to keep it on. This also has the center glow. It also has just a solid color for the, for the whole main text. I'm going to grab this red again. Actually, let's go with a little bit darker red. There's very subtle changes here. It's all right. All right, we're going to keep it right there. With this rain, by default, it's set at an opacity of 75 and an overlay. I'm going to play around with it. See if we can get it to punch a little bit more. let's do multiply, bring that back up to 100. Nope. I'm doing Control Z to undo those, so now it's back at its default. I think what I'm going to do is just bring that down to the opacity down to about 70. There's very subtle change there. And then the center glow, I'm going to bring it down to about 35. Well, let's do it. Let's keep it right there at about 28. That's cool. We'll just keep it there. So these, actually, the rain I want to put back at 75. Sorry, I think out loud a lot in these tutorials. I kind of just click record and start going. I don't have anything pre-planned. All right, so the center glow, all I did was just lower that. So that just kind of tones that that center glow down, let some more of that color come through. All right, and then the surrounding text, like this top, North Lincoln High School, as you can see, it kind of folds in. If you want to change that so it doesn't do that, same with any of this text up here. Just highlight it all, Control or Command A once you click in there with your text tool. And then up here, this little T with the curved arrow, you can click that and you can just change this vertical distortion back to 0. I'll show you here, and that's what it does. I want to put it back on 3 though. Whoops. Just keep it at that. All right, so these have, you can do a solid color overlay or a gradient. Right now I have it set to a gradient. Let's play with it, see if it works good with this. So I want to double click that gradient overlay. Right now it's going from that blue to a white. Is that kind of a, yeah. Here, let's do more of a gray here. So it'll start off with this color, and it's going to fall to that secondary color, which we're going to grab. It's red again. So we'll just keep it at that. And we'll say OK. I want to do the same thing with this bottom one, this 4. Actually, since it's on the bottom, it should be a little darker as the light's falling. So I'm thinking doing solid color on this one. Otherwise, it would work the same. So I'm going to grab the solid color, and I'm going to grab that red again. Let's make it a little lighter, a little darker, actually a little less saturated right there. And we're going to change this text now. I'll get my move tool. I want to click in here, Command or Control A. I should have done this earlier, sorry. Pineville is the name of this guy's academy. All right, Command or Control A again to highlight it all. I want to spread that out more. So I'm going to go over here to this little character icon I have here. You might not see it. If not, just go up here to Window and go to Character. Then you'll see it there. All right, and I want to try, let's try 1,000. Let's do 1,200. Sure. All right, same thing. I just click the check mark. Now I want to come in the main text here. Command or Control A. These guys are called the Falcons. I'll keep it there. If your team name's bigger or smaller or whatever, you can do Command T. Obviously, grab that, adjust it, make it fit, move this bottom text up to kind of butt up against it. We're not having to do that in this one, luckily. Let's see. All right, now this bottom one, the basketball, we're going to change that to hockey. Command or Control A again. We're going to spread those characters out. You can also just use the arrow key right here where the V and the A with the arrows are is what I'm changing, by the way. Sorry for not telling you that. If you've seen my other tutorials, you know I do this with pretty much all of them. Let's keep that at 2,000. And guys, that's really it. Let's go in here and play with the subject some more. Again, you can put a color grade on them if you want. I don't know that I'm going to do that for him because it's just black and red. I could make him give it a red overlay, but I don't really want to do that. If anything, let's see, I might just do this unsaturated thing. Just kind of, I don't think that's, yeah, it's just making them a little more unsaturated. Don't know that I like that, so let's try the contrast. Alright, that kind of, actually I do like that. So we will turn on the contrast, and with the color grade I just grabbed the saturation, cranked it down. Let me turn my lightness back to 0. See if that makes any changes. Yeah, I like that. Alright, that's really it. Again, if I was doing this for a client, I would get in that background, play with the colors a little more. It's coming across a little orange to me. There we go. We're getting there now. It's a little more desaturated red. But yeah, that's really it. So you can get here and just kind of play with it, get weird. And again, all the other templates will work just like this. Oh, sorry. I didn't go over the rain. Let's go over the rain some more. I knew I was forgetting something. So for this one, you can, again, I'm going to turn it off because I haven't done any images with it off yet. But let's turn it on for now, just show you what it does. So there's just a color overlay in here. Again, it's set to kind of this blue. I think for this I will do just kind of a desaturated. Let's do like a grayish color right there. And that just gives it this rain effect. You can turn that off if you want. If you do, I might go in here in the text actually and turn that water overlay on the text off. That kind of cleans it up a little if you're looking for something like that. But yeah, this is really it. So if you have any questions about it, please hit me up. Again, this is a fairly simple one. Just get in there and play with it, see what you can come up with, and I can't wait to see what you guys do. Hit me up with any questions. Thanks.